Stellenbosch University student Babalo Ndwayana has walked out of a disciplinary hearing at the institution. Ndwayana, you will remember, his belongings were urinated on last month by fellow student Theuns du Toit. Du Toit now facing disciplinary action. To talk us through what happened today, let's speak now to his legal representative, Nomonde Qilishe, who joins us from Cape Town. Nomonde, thanks for your time this evening. This hearing took place today. Tell us why your client decided to walk out. And I do believe you were with him at the time.
That is correct. I was with him this morning, and we've received numerous reports that he interrupted the hearing by walking out of the meeting this morning. And that is why we would like to clarify that he did not interrupt the meeting. There was quite a few preliminary issues that are procedural that needed to be discussed this morning and dealt with before we could even get to the merits. And based on how that was treated and dealt with, our client was not pleased and did not feel that the hearing will be dealt with objectively by the panel that has been appointed by the university. The issue that he is faced with and the matter that is being dealt with at the moment is a very serious one against him, which has affected him very negatively to a very large extent. He would have appreciated to receive that kind of treatment, or for the matter to receive that kind of treatment from the university itself. Unfortunately, from this morning when we arrived at the university during the hearing, the way the matters were dealt with, just the preliminary issues, he was not pleased and was not prepared to be part of the hearing.
Can you let us in on what those preliminary issues were?
Well, it's really one issue which relates to whether we were permitted to be present with him during the hearing. The University Code of Conduct makes provision for a student or a person materially involved in the hearing to be supported and be accompanied by either a friend or family member or any other interested person in the hearing. And that is the basis on which we wanted to be part of the hearing with him as observers and just to offer his support. His family is outside of Cape Town. He does not have that many friends within the area of the university. And that is the issue that needed to be dealt with this morning. We are unable to share extensive details as to how that went, as the hearing is a private one. But yeah, that is the preliminary issue that needed to be dealt with this morning before the matter goes ahead.
Do I understand correctly that there was also an issue with the makeup of the panel that was put together for this hearing? Can you share with us what the makeup of that panel was and what perhaps the issue would have been with that?
Well, we are yet to formally write back to the university itself, and that is why we are unable to give extensive detail this morning. But the panel is constituted and made up of different members of the university from different departments. I believe it's constituted in terms of the code of the university, professors, law students, student affairs members. So yeah, that is how it's constituted. And yeah, like I said, the details will be firstly published with the university or provided to the university before we can speak to the media about it fully.
You obviously can't give us details about the makeup of that panel, but can you share with me whether Babalo was unhappy or felt that his best interests would not be represented by that panel?
Obviously, him feeling that the panel is not objective affects him believing that the outcome of the hearing will not be fair. He did not see the hearing being dealt with objectively, meaning that he already knew that the outcome suspected that the outcome of the hearing would not be unfavorable to him.
Can you tell us whether Theuns du Toit was there and who he had with him as a representative or a party of interest, as you called it?
I did not see Theuns. I do not identify with him. I don't know him, but I did not see him this morning. we did not get a chance to interact with him.
This must have left Babalo feeling rather deflated. We've heard repeatedly from the university right from the start that they want justice to prevail and they won't leave any stone unturned to ensure that they get to the bottom of what happened and that justice prevails. This young man must feel quite deflated at this point in this process.
That is how Babalo has felt since the beginning of this incident. You can imagine the level at which his human dignity was deflated, to put it in your words, or violated. And it's been a traumatic experience for him. And his expectation has always been that he will get the necessary support from the university on whose premises the incident occurred. So yes, you are right. He left the university today feeling demoralized, but he has his support. We are backing him up, and we will be assisting him with whatever instructions that he gives us in terms of moving forward with the matter.
The process that was announced by the university after this incident took place was rather thick. In terms of the Central Disciplinary Committee, the Equality Unit, an investigation, a panel being appointed, an independent body investigating, and the list goes on and on and on. One would think then, even if we are reading this and feeling like, wow, this sounds like a lot to come to terms with and to understand, you would need somebody by your side that can take your hand and help you through it so that you aren't in a position where you feel like you're being taken advantage of or where you feel like you have no chance at seeing justice prevail. In your experience, this would have been important for him to have somebody like you by his side just to help him through the process alone. So it must also be quite disappointing then that even at the starting point already there's an issue with your presence at this very start of the hearing.
Correct. He's a 19-year-old man. He is a first-year student, very unfamiliar with anything to do with legal processes, whether it be informal or formal. It's something totally new to him. He was shocked at the very beginning at the incident and left traumatized, like I've already said. There's nothing more that he needed than the support from his legal counsel and his family. But his family not being in the area at the moment, we are the closest people that he found himself with. And that's exactly what he needed. And that's the only thing that we wanted to offer him this morning. The disciplinary process is quite clear, and he cannot have a person legally representing him during an internal hearing. But the only reason that we were with him at the hearing this morning was to offer him support and to be with him and make him comfortable during such a difficult hearing for him, where he's already feeling traumatized, where he's in a state of shock and anxiety. He needs something familiar and not walk into a room full of people he doesn't know.
Or people that he can connect with or relate to in any way. Just very quickly, what happens next in the timeline, Nomonde?
We await further information from the university in terms of what happened after we left. We are in communication with Babalo and looking at a plan of action moving forward. Like I said earlier, we can't disclose to a large extent exactly what the plan is. We still need to write to the university about what happened today and our reasons for not partaking in the hearing and why Babalo requested to excuse himself from the hearing. So we just need to deal with that point first, and then from there only then can we communicate further.